Prometric 2026 Testing Center Certification Exam Prep Training Tips, all you need to know. Question 1. What is the primary responsibility of a Prometric Test Center Administrator, TCA? To write the exam questions, to ensure a secure, fair, and standardized testing environment, to grade the essays, to sell study materials to candidates. TCAS maintain the integrity of the testing process. Question 2. A candidate arrives with an expired driver's license as their only ID. What is the standard procedure? Let them test anyway. Turn them away as the ID is not valid. Ask them to recite their address as proof. Call their parents to verify. Only valid, non-expired government-issued IDs are typically accepted. Question 3. During a check-in, a TCA must perform a visual inspection of which areas, pockets, ankles, and behind the ears, the candidate's phone messages, the candidate's bank balance, the car the candidate drove. Security checks ensure no prohibited items enter the testing room. Question 4. If a candidate is caught with a cheat sheet during an exam, the TCA should ignore it if it's their first time, follow the candidate misconduct procedures and document the incident, confiscate it and let them finish, give them a warning and extra time. Security breaches must be documented and reported according to client policy. Question 5. What is the purpose of forward navigation in some Prometric exams? To let candidates go faster, to prevent candidates from returning to and changing previous answers, to skip the hard questions, to automatically answer questions. Forward navigation enforces a linear progression through the test. Question 6. A candidate experiences a computer crash during their exam. What should the TCA do first? Tell the candidate to start over tomorrow. Attempt to restart the workstation and resume the exam from the last saved point. Refund their money immediately. Guess the answers for the candidate. Technical troubleshooting is a key part of the TCA role to minimize disruption. Question 7. How much time before the exam should a candidate typically arrive at the Prometric Center? 5 minutes, 30 minutes, 2 hours, at the exact start time. 30 minutes allows for the check-in and security process. Question 8. Which of the following items is usually permitted in the testing room? Cell phone, wristwatch, foam earplugs, after inspection, mechanical pencil. Most personal items are stored in lockers. Earplugs are often allowed if inspected. Question 9. What should a TCA do if a candidate reports that the testing room is too cold? Tell them to bring a blanket next time. Adjust the thermostat or offer an approved sweater, if applicable. End the exam immediately. Ignore the request. Maintaining a comfortable environment is part of site management. Question 10. The notice to schedule NTS is primarily used for entering the building only, verifying eligibility and scheduling the exam session, getting a discount on the test, applying for a job at Prometric. The NTS is the official authorization to take the exam. Question 11. What is the login process for a TCA at the start of the day? Checking social media, initializing the testing server and checking for exam downloads, cleaning the windows, calling all candidates to remind them. Server readiness is critical for CBT delivery. Question 12. When monitoring the testing room via CCTV, the TCA is looking for candidates who are sleeping, signs of cheating, such as looking at other screens or using hidden notes, candidates who are finished early, the best-dressed candidate. Proctoring ensures nobody cheats or disrupts others. Question 13. If a candidate needs to use the restroom during a non-scheduled break, the TCA should refuse the request, Remind them the exam clock will continue to run and reperform security checks upon return. Pause the exam for them. Escort them into the stall. Unscheduled breaks do not stop the timer, and re-entry security is mandatory. Question 14. What is voucher in the context of Prometric testing? A sandwich coupon, a prepaid code used to register for an exam, a letter of recommendation, a parking pass. Vouchers are often used by companies to pay for employee exams. Question 15. An erasable note board is provided to candidates for taking notes and performing calculations during the exam, doodling while they wait, writing a letter to the proctor, cleaning the computer screen. Note boards are the standardized way to provide scratch paper securely. Question 16. What is CBT? Certified Building Technician, Computer-Based Testing, Core Business Training, Central Bank Theory. Prometric is a leader in computer-based testing delivery. Question 17. A TCA must remain certified by taking an annual test on Prometric policies and procedures, having a degree in education, working 80 hours a week, being a former teacher. Staff must regularly prove they know the current security and operational rules. Question 18. What is the checkout process for a candidate? Just walking out the door, signing the roster and returning all provided testing materials, note boards, etc. Getting a hug from the proctor, paying for the exam. Security continues until the candidate leaves the center. Question 19. If a candidate has testing accommodations, example extra time, the TCA must ignore them if the center is busy, ensure the specific accommodations are correctly applied to the session, charge them extra, ask for proof of disability in the lobby. Accommodations are pre-approved and must be strictly followed. Question 20. Which organization is a common test sponsor for Prometric? FINRA, USML, ICPA, CPA exam, all of the above. Prometric delivers exams for thousands of professional and licensing bodies.